Everyone, welcome back to the Bunk and Pick podcast. Pick here with the one and only Bunk. Say hello to the people, Bunk.
Down today. Bunk's down.
You're
today.
down today. You're about 765 million down today.
I don't even have a voice today. No,
you're
nothing.
about 15 years, 765 million reasons down today, my friend.
I tell you, I'm not down. I'm up, baby. And here's why. I'm happy the Yankees didn't sign Juan Soto for $760 million.
No, but they messed around for so long, they lost out on other people.
Who did they lose out on?
Adames would have fit so well there.
No, I don't think so.
I think it would have been awesome there.
He would have moved my boy somewhere. Where's he going to play? He wasn't
second base.
He wasn't going there because he was not moving to another position. Adames wasn't.
Volpe can move.
Volpe's my boy.
Yeah, well, he also hits in the bottom of the lineup.
Not next year.
Yeah, you're right, because Soto's gone.
God. So Soto looks like he's signing with the Mets. $765 over 15 years. Got an opt-out in 5 years, unless they add more money.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to add more money. Or what? To what? $900 million?
No, they can add $5 million more per year after 5 years.
What if he is hot ass these 5 years?
Well, then they won't. Then they just spent $250 million on nothing.
Oh, no, that's a fully guaranteed contract, my friend.
No.
But if he opts out.
There's an opt-out.
Is it the player opt-out or is it team opt-out? Because if it's a player opt-out, then they're on the hook for $765 million.
Yeah, I got to think maybe it's player opt-out. I think they can.
The deal includes an opt-out after 5 years.
For him, I think, right?
Soto opts out. If Soto opts out, my friend.
So the Mets have done this before, right? They signed all the pitchers, all the big name pitchers a couple years ago, and they didn't even come close to the playoffs. This year, they had a better team, and they didn't need any of those guys.
Nope.
And then they went and signed. Look, I'm a Soto fan. He did really well with the Yankees, but not $760 million. That's freaking crazy money.
That confirms Polar Bear's gone. He ain't gonna be a Met. He's done.
They couldn't afford him, and I don't know where he's going. Yankees talked to him. I don't see them. You know, I'd like to see the Yankees get Bellinger. They're looking at maybe a trade for him. He can play first.
More strikeouts.
Yeah, but I think he's better than the Polar Bear, and I like the Polar Bear. He's my guy too.
Why don't you just stick with old Rice Bowl over there? That's what I'm saying. Stick with Rice Bowl.
Come on.
He's a young kid. Let him mature.
He had 10 games that were good, and then he kind of sucked. He's not even a first baseman. That's not his position.
Put him in the Rice Bowl.
Well, you know what's surprising? You would think the Yankees would have a first baseman somewhere in the pipeline, an actual first baseman, because Rice is not a first baseman. So maybe we go and get the Rizzlord back.
Yeah, go get the Rizzler.
The Rizzler.
I like
Rizzo. I think
he was hurt. He was hurt the whole playoffs, and he played hard. He would definitely sign.
He would sign, and it wouldn't cost him a lot of money, and I think he would probably be okay over there. I think more importantly, they need to get – now they're going to have to get, 2 outfielders. I'm sorry, the Martian, I like the Martian. He fucking blows.
Well, Soto wasn't the best outfielder either.
He wasn't, which surprised me.
That's what I'm saying. This contract – in 5 years, he is their permanent DH. They're going to pay $51 million for a DH.
I mean, he was on the Gold Glove list this year, and he sucked.
He did suck.
I'll say this.
He was on the Gold Glove list because he had a Yankees shirt on.
I mean, Judge wasn't on it. Judge played better than him.
Much better.
Verdugo is a really good defensive guy.
He made a lot of them.
No. Doogie's good on defense.
Oh, my God.
I like the Doogie.
You're so up and down with Doogie. You're so up and down with that guy. You hate him now. Yeah, he's gone now. You're going to hate him.
I like Doogie.
Okay, what if he signs with the Red Sox?
Yeah, he talked a lot of shit about
He talked so much shit about the Red Sox.
I think that one's crossed off the list.
He gone.
he burned that bridge, man.
Hey, he put kerosene on it and lit that thing on fire. He hated it there.
Never freaking happen. But I mean, now the Yankees, they're going to say that they're going to put the Martian out there. But God bless America, he's bad. Holy shit. He's horrifically bad in the outfield.
They need a center fielder.
Well, they got to move Judge to right, and they do need a center
fielder.
fielder.
Move Judge to right.
They got to pick somebody up.
I know he plays pretty good in center field. He is an elite right fielder.
He is. How about Santander?
That would be a great pickup.
I think they're looking at
You're
him.
gonna strike out a bunch again, though.
Well,
They strike. They go after the Yankees go after the prototypical
brutal, man.
power hitter in every single position. They go for
You
that.
are brutal.
You can't.
Holy
come
shit,
on,
man.
You can't tell me that's not true.
No, I mean they do. I'll admit they do. I don't know why they do that.
They
need people to make time. That's why Soto. Honestly, that's why Soto was good because he doesn't
strike out.
I know. That's why he did well for him. But I know you are brutal on the strike.
It's true though.
Holy shit.
It's true.
Woo!
But what kills an inning faster than strikeouts?
I hear you.
One strikeout always compounds.
I got you, man.
You gotta have.
I'm listening.
Just saying.
I'm hearing you, and I think so everybody now is thinking the Mets are going to do some great things, and I just don't see it. I don't think
what's their lineup going to look like? It's going to be the top two hitting, and then after that, up in the air. I know they had a lot of guys that hit really well this year, but look at their whole career. Are they hitting really well?
No, they're not. And
no,
I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I'm actually really interested to kind of see. So Soto's contract exceeded Shohei's,
that's some. I bet Shohei went into. Well, I don't think he did, but if I was him, I'd go in the front office and say, "I am seriously the best player."
Good God, he's already getting $700 million
deferred. It's all deferred out.
How could you say anything? You couldn't. Come on,
because a guy that's not even.
I know, but at that point, come on.
I mean, he is a top 5 player in the league. Soto is. He is not the best player in the league.
He's not the best.
He is behind Judge. He is behind Ohtani, and I would fight to say he's behind Betts.
I think Betts is good.
Betts is amazing.
I think Mookie Betts is probably one of the top couple players.
Yeah, top 3.
I agree. I agree with you there. I mean, if you look at the contracts, so we got Soto at $765, Ohtani at $700. Trout had signed a monster 12-year, $426.
Yeah, we were like, what the hell were the Angels thinking when they signed that? Now it looks like nothing.
No, and it goes till 2030. After that, you got Betts at $365, Judge at $360, and then your boy, Manny Machado, at $350. Boy, he got a big contract.
Yeah, my boy. Tatis is there at $340, too. I'll tell you what. The Padres sunk some money into 2 players betting on them, and it did not work for them.
It hasn't worked. And, and surprisingly, I will give this, and I'm a Bryce Harper fan, but he's at $330 million.
Chump change.
I mean, this conversation that we're even having is freaking
gross.
ridiculous.
It's so gross.
But I mean, Bryce Harper, I think he knew he took that money because he wanted to be there. I think he could have got more money somewhere.
He could have, but he's smart.
But I think he's saying too, God, I think I can live off $330 million for the rest of my life.
I could live off $1 million.
Good God,
couple million.
Nah, couple million. But I mean, that's crazy money, man. That is freaking crazy.
It makes you, man. Cohen, he makes these huge contracts out of nowhere. He approves them, and they never work out.
No, this was
never work out.
This is just the guy that says, I got the biggest schlunker.
Remember what happened with old Javi Baez, the schlunker? Oh, my God.
He threw the schlunker on the table.
Man, we need to have like a bingo card of different names you've come up with here. Doinker, schlunker. Holy crap, man. Oh, boy.
Don't you think that's part of it? He wanted to just kind of show how, like, he's the man.
Yeah, he's going to be the man, and they're going to lose 100 friggin' games.
He's got a lot of money, so it's like, what the hell?
They won't lose 100 games. They'll win quite a bit. They're not, depending on how good the Braves are with Acuna coming back, like Acuna changes that team. And then you got Matt Olson there.
No, I agree.
So I still think the Braves are the team to beat, and the Mets just sunk.
Yeah.
$750 million into one player.
I agree. I think it's crazy, man.
Here's a fun stat I saw. This is gonna blow your mind. You ready for this?
Okay.
He's gonna average $51 million a year.
Yep.
Gross. Number one.
Yep.
That's higher than the whole payroll of the A's and the Orioles in 2022.
Wow. It's
one
nuts.
Player.
It's nuts. I mean,
I bet he makes more than some payrolls coming up. I bet the A's are going to slash payroll because they're about to move. Tampa's probably going to slash payroll.
Hey, wait, the A's signed my boy out there.
Who did the A's sign?
Severino.
Okay.
They gave him a huge contract.
Yeah, how stupid. Yeah, he's going to go play at the River Cats Stadium.
Why would they give him that contract? He's okay, but he's...
Because that's like the market now. The pitcher market's gross.
And then Clay Holmes got the...
What the hell was that?
He's going to be a star.
How
Where's
what?
he going? Where's he going?
The Mets.
That was their pitching
As a starter.
pickup.
It's like $100 and some million they gave him.
Oh, they gave him a lot of money.
That's crazy. To start. That guy couldn't hit the side of a barn last year.
He was good. Well, he was good for one inning, but it was iffy if he was on or not. And he started getting rocked pretty hard.
Yeah, because it was straight down the middle when he missed.
I can't see him pitching 5 and 6 innings.
Hell no.
I don't know what they were thinking.
They sunk money into what the Rays created, the opener. He's just going to be an opener and pitch 2 innings every game.
God, I can't see that.
How are they going to extend out
too much?
Okay. So he's going to lose velo, right? His whole thing. Think about it. Starter, he's going to have to dial back some. So he's going to lose velo. He's not going to be in the hundreds.
Yeah.
Okay. Not much move to that ball when he throws it. If it's in the heart of the plate, it's gone. His does not have the greatest off speed.
No,
he has a good changeup.
He does have a good pitch, but not for more than 1 inning.
Right.
He's not a 2 inning. Anytime he went more than 1, he got absolutely destroyed.
How many times do these lineups, MLB, any of them, you see a pitcher twice, that third time around, you're crushing him every time.
I was shocked with that deal. I don't even understand that thing. I mean, the Yankees are probably like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, well, they're jumping for joy, and then 765 got dropped in their head. And I do want to say this. As ridiculous as that contract sounds, the Yankees contract they were pitching at Soto is just as ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
760 over 16 years.
16 years.
You know what the deal breaker was? There's no player option in it. That's smart.
That tells me Soto, even though he kept saying, well, I don't know if he was saying he was going. It was a money thing. You don't blame him.
Yeah, it's a money thing. I would take it too.
I mean, I would.
Hell yeah, I would take it.
But everybody was like, "Oh, he's partial to go back to the Yankees." Well, 760 on the table. He could have went back to the Yankees. It wasn't that much of a difference.
I don't think it has anything to do with Soto himself or the ability or he's an amazing ball player. It has everything to do with the front office of the Mets making some boneheaded moves the past, 10 years?
Yeah, they're bad.
They're bad.
I mean, I'm just saying one outfielder on that Mets team isn't going to make or break them.
No.
And Clay Holmes ain't friggin' helping them.
Nope.
I mean, they have a great shortstop, and I think they're going to lose their first baseman. And you can say what you want about Alonso striking out. He won a lot of games with his bat, though, because he can hit the ball.
He can. He needs a line of hitters around him, though. He can't be the guy.
But he came through in the playoffs this year, and he came through at the end of the season, and he's pretty consistent with home runs and RBIs. So you have to replace that because there's no way they can sign him back. I don't think. I mean, man, maybe they do. And you know what? Who else is out there? Maybe the Mets pick up Gleyber Torres over second base.
Oh my God!
You know, he is ranked as the number 1 second baseman in free agency.
He played really well last year. Also, it's a pretty down.
It is definitely a down
second.
I'm just saying he is
year.
ranked the number 1 second baseman in free agency.
On the market.
On the market. Yeah.
He is not the number 1 second baseman.
No. In the market. So now we got to pick up. We as the Yankees got to pick up some pitchers. And another freaking outfielder.
Oh, we all know how that's going to go.
I'd like to see,
Cashman doesn't go after pitchers. We both know that.
We could get, who's a good outfielder is Teoscar Hernandez. I like him. Does he strike out a lot?
Yes, he does.
See,
not quite as much.
How about Jerkson Profar?
Jerkson Profar is pretty rough. I don't know if he would fit in.
I don't like him.
I think he fits very well with San Diego. But he's not going to fit in that New York market.
He wouldn't go. And then you can get Jock Peterson, who's been around.
I'll tell you what, he makes contact, but he is not an everyday player.
He's not a player.
So that's the question. Is there depth in the minor league system that they can pull up? Probably not.
Well, there must not be because they're not. They're
going to have to go get somebody.
They can get. I think they have to have some. There's a second baseman in their minors that's really good.
Second baseman's, I'm talking about the problem is the outfield.
Well, you could put
you can put Chisholm out in the outfield.
Out there. He is an outfielder.
He is. He's a very good outfielder.
And
who plays third base.
Well, I think there's some third basemen on the market that you may be able to pick up.
There is.
Ooh, you can get Arenado.
So, so I've heard some rumblings about old Arenado.
Oh, what's up?
I want you to guess landing spot. It's very predictable.
For Arenado?
Yeah, West Coast.
No, not the Dodgers.
Yes, sir.
Who's their third baseman now? I don't know.
It's like Taylor.
Well,
they're talking about Arenado through trade.
It's a done deal then.
No, this is just the very beginning
Dodgers,
rumblings.
Whatever the Dodgers want, they get. They suck.
Well, yeah, because they win.
They have all the money.
If I was a baseball player, I'd want to be there too.
I would too, but I'm just saying.
And they just solidified the back end of their bullpen with Trinan. They just gave him $22 million,
and he's good.
He is very good.
So I'd like to see Arenado in the Yankees, but
that's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen.
He won't shave his wispy beard.
Oh my God!
You know that. He has a very wispy beard.
Come on, man!
A lot of patches.
For $100 million, he'll friggin' shave it right off. I don't know.
What if? It's not going to happen. But I think a really good landing place for a veteran first baseman would be the Yankees.
Yeah.
And it's a first baseman that's on St. Louis now.
Oh, Goldschmidt.
I think Goldschmidt,
I would like
in
to
that
see
lineup,
that.
he hits for average.
I could see Goldie doing that.
He hits for average.
I'm sure they're in talks with these guys. They know they need a first baseman.
That would be... They're going to have to give up a lot for him.
I'd like to see him move Jazz Chisholm back out in the outfield.
Yes.
I think he's a good outfielder.
So then the question is, what about third base? And they're going to have to find somebody on the market.
And I think they can. I don't know. It's going to be fun.
The Cashman's deals when he was like early 2000s, man, he was pulling in crazy deals, making really good trades. And then something happened in the 2010s where he made a couple good moves.
Yeah.
But like a lot of them have busted. A lot of what he's done is busted.
They have. They haven't had some. They've not done great with free agents. I will say that.
Pitching wise, it feels like they haven't really done great in free agency since Clemens and Pettit.
Well,
they've just missed. They've missed on a bunch of guys.
Even the guys they've got the last couple of years, even Rodon. I mean, come on, he's not that good.
He's not. They missed on him. They missed on Paxton. They missed on like all these guys.
But
everybody was going after those guys, though.
But I'll say this: some of these guys literally can't play in New York.
No, it's pressure. That's what I'm saying.
Sonny Gray was there. Did great before. Went there, sucked. He's
amazing after.
It's a New York thing. You got to be able to play in New York.
Yes.
Put up with all the shit.
You are going to get hammered while you walk down the street.
Good God, they're booing friggin' Aaron Judge at the beginning.
Yeah, I know.
They're brutal,
I know.
Man. That's a brutal place to try to play. Well, I think stuff will move now. Now that we got Soto out of the way, and he can go buy a house or whatever he needs to now.
Buy a house? I think he's already got probably 8 houses.
I will say this. I've read about he's actually a fairly frugal kind of guy.
He doesn't need to be anymore.
No.
How do you spend $51 million? It's possible.
Well, they got $75 million signing bonus. So,
oh, that's it. Huh?
He got that right up front. And then how much do you think his agent gets? A lot.
Huge. It's Boris.
Yeah.
You know he's taking a ton of that.
He took a ton. Taxes in New York, good God. I mean,
they were saying like
a lot.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. They're massive.
Yeah.
They're massive. It's going to be interesting to see the dynamic of the Mets now, because their whole thing we're the underdogs. Mm-hmm. We're a gritty team. We're not flashy. Well, now you got a flashy player.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
now you're back to where you were 5 years ago.
I'm going to make a prediction right now. I don't see them. They're not going to improve. Yeah, I know Soto's a great player, but
they'll make the play. I think they'll make the playoffs just because I think the Phillies are in decline. I think Atlanta's hot. Atlanta's going to be hard to beat. Feels like the Phillies just can't get over the hump, and they're about to tear down.
I don't know though. They usually do well in free agency, so we'll see.
We'll see, but the past 3 years they've just right there.
Maybe we'll get Trout over there. Maybe Trouty will go home.
How does that help?
Well, if he's healthy, it helps. But if he's not healthy, he doesn't do anything.
Right. I just don't think it helps.
All right.
All right. Well, that's baseball. Hey, we haven't talked baseball in quite a while.
We haven't. I liked it. So
had to talk. That was ridiculous.
We got to move over to the next. Let me give us a little music.
Okay, give us that.
Boom, 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 boom.
Are we in a Home Depot commercial?
Boom. That does sound like Home Depot. You bastard, you.
Does that mean we're going
That's
college?
messed up,
Does that mean
man.
we're going college football
That's
Home Depot?
Messed up.
Does that mean we're
this
going
one.
NCIS Miami?
You are rough, man. All right. God.
What was that actor's name? Horatio something.
CSI.
Yes.
It was Horatio.
Old Horatio.
Just as a side note, that was another guy who thought he was something. Left that show after a couple of years. You've never seen him again.
Never once seen him again.
What an idiot. They do that. Those guys do. Those actors do it. They think,
what an idiot.
I know. He could have rode that friggin' train for like 5 more years and made a bunch of money, and then he'd not. Anyway, what an ass.
You don't even know the guy.
I know, but it's a stupid move.
Which one, NFL or college? Give me one.
Let's go to college. We got to do the college because it's going to be a good one.
Yes.
Let's go college. And
I want to commend the college football selection committee for a few reasons. Boise State, Boise State at a 3 seed, right?
Yep.
Who would have thought that?
No, that was good.
You honestly,
they earned it though.
They did earn it. Ashton Genty is a monster, and if he doesn't win the Heisman,
not going to win it.
That's fucked.
Not going to win it.
The best thing I saw last week was on the McAfee show. Did you see the Oregon Duck?
No.
Because they were talking about the Heisman, and they had the Oregon Duck on McAfee's show, and he had a whiteboard. He was writing stuff, and they were talking about Genty and that, and the Duck was saying, well, writing down stuff about Genty, whatever, and McAfee started talking about Travis Hunter. Well, the Duck writes on the board, snaps aren't a stat, though.
God. He's going to win it.
He doesn't. He
doesn't deserve it.
He is a phenomenal player,
but he doesn't deserve the Heisman. Just because
Ashton
he plays
Genty
both ways doesn't make
carried his team into a 3 seed.
I agree.
Travis Hunter had a chance to carry his team into the playoffs too, and they lost.
I hear you, brother.
So
to the choir
it's
here.
not the flashiest player, which is sadly is what that has turned into.
I absolutely wholeheartedly agree.
So, I want to give props to them putting Boise State at the 3 seed.
Absolutely.
No one thought they would do that.
And who else, are you giving them props for someone who possibly, maybe, perhaps didn't make it?
Yeah. Did Bama really deserve it?
I know, and they waited. You know,
they got blown out by Oklahoma.
I know they did, and I was watching it. I was waiting for that last pick, and I was like, "You can't." Well, number one, they said they weren't penalizing teams that lost in the championship, which means they would have penalized SMU.
They almost did.
It was close.
They almost did.
It was close, but thank God they didn't, because you know what, SMU deserved to be in there.
They did, and I get there was one of the college football guys was talking about you didn't play the game, you lost the game.
Yeah.
And they're saying, no, you didn't play in a championship game, you lost the championship game that you should drop. And I get that argument too, but
no.
Do you really deserve to drop behind people who aren't playing at all?
No, you should never. I was very happy to see that. And then I know that's kind of the buzz now. You don't get screwed with 3 losses. Ever.
No, win the games and you don't have to say anything.
And
beat Oklahoma. You were a 3-touchdown favorite. Beat Oklahoma.
If they had gotten into the SEC championship, they would have got beat. They're not that good of a team this year.
I'll tell you what, that Georgia team we saw at the SEC championship game was gettable. Texas beat themselves.
Oh, Texas killed themselves. We can talk about that. They friggin'
Texas killed themselves.
That game should have been over in the first half, and Texas did
They had
nothing.
250 yards and only 6 points.
And
Auburn missing 2. You know that he can't kick a ball from the right hash. Why do you keep setting him up on the right hash?
But they should have been scoring touchdowns. They
should have.
They had the momentum. It shouldn't have even been close. You could tell when it was close. You could tell that was going to be a go to the end of the game kind of thing.
The running game, man. They should have gone to Arch. I'm saying it just for Big G. running wise, they should have gone to Arch a little bit earlier. Quinn Ewers,
I agree. Quinn,
as much as everybody gives him shit, had a very good game.
He had a good game, but he made that one interception was awful.
One interception was awful. Yes.
It was awful.
The other one wasn't.
No, the other one wasn't.
Bond should have knocked that down.
I agree, but the other one was bad.
When you look at, you know what Pro Football Focus is?
No.
It is a stats website. You can they grade out players. Guess who the highest graded offensive player for Texas was?
Who was that?
Quinn Ewers.
He had a good game.
He was the best player on their offense.
Oh, I'm not saying he didn't have a good game.
I know somebody who said he was having a bad game, so I am defending him right now.
Who said it?
Who do you think said it? Big G and his fired off texts every 2 seconds.
Oh, he was crushing it.
And then he was talking crap to me, and I didn't reply to anything because I didn't want to set him off in his little garage in Florida. He was probably sweaty. It was probably 90 degrees.
Sweaty. He had sweaty balls.
He had sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls.
God. With his, what did you call it? Schlanger or whatever?
Schlunker.
Schlunker. Oh, my God. Oh, boy.
Yep.
I don't know. I get the argument. I do. The offensive line did not give him a ton of time. Sark didn't help him by calling really long developing plays.
Yeah.
There were some really long developing plays that were bad calls.
I'm not going to blame anything on him. They should have, honestly, though, that game should have been a blowout in the first half.
It should have. It should have been over.
When it wasn't, you kind of knew.
You can't give Georgia. Georgia is a good team.
And their running back is Etienne. He's not.
Amazing.
You're not going to contain him the whole game.
No.
Ever. It's just impossible. That was sad. I was upset. I was upset because they really should have won. But I think they've made out better.
Now, yes.
To be honest
now the argument is, is it even worth winning those conference championship games in this format?
Yeah, no, I know.
Because guess who got penalized? Oregon and Georgia.
Yeah, I agree.
Oregon got screwed. They won it.
I mean,
Texas has a great road.
They have a great. So, I mean,
Clemson, and they match up really well with Clemson.
And then Arizona State.
Now,
I'm not saying those aren't good teams, but I don't think they're at the
Arizona State is this.
Texas.
Contain the run game, you win.
Yeah. Scataboo.
And Texas is very good at that this year.
I'm not up. So they don't play this coming weekend, right? They have
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks from Saturday.
And then I will say this. The other thing about the teams they got to buy, 3 weeks is a long time to sit around.
Yeah. They were talking about what's the one stat that blows up during bowl season? It's missed tackles. Mm-hmm. And it's because these guys aren't week in, week out playing
3
at that
weeks,
point,
that's
right?
a long ass time.
That is a very long time. So we will see. I think Texas will be ready for that game.
Well, let's go through. So let's quickly go through. So we have Indiana,
Notre
Dame. I think Notre Dame wins that.
I think Notre Dame does too. How cool is that though? Playoff game, in-state rivalry game.
That's a great one.
They're less than 200 miles apart.
Could be snowing.
Yeah, it's going to be cold as shit.
Crazy weather, right?
Yes.
So I think it's going to be close, but
Notre Dame wins that game.
I think Notre Dame wins it. Then you have SMU at Penn State.
Oh, I feel so bad for SMU.
I don't think they can hang with Penn State.
I don't think they can hang with Penn State.
Because I will say this.
Penn State played their ass off in that game.
That's what I was telling you about Oregon. Oregon gives up a lot of freaking... No, they score.
You weren't telling me. I'm with you.
They score a lot of points.
Their defense loses.
They do.
Their defense is going to... What's the number one thing everybody says when you get to extra time, postseason football? If your defense isn't good, you're going to lose.
Penn State almost had them.
Penn State, I thought, had them.
And Penn State, but I will say Oregon's offense, those guys are really fast.
Well, let's speak about thoughting had them. SMU giving up that huge return, which there was about 4 holds that didn't get called on it. That was, back-breaking. Clemson kicking that. But we can credit
it worked out.
Getting Alabama out of there.
I'm really happy to see Clemson win. I'm not a Clemson guy, but I'm happy. So I think Penn State's going to
win.
And it's
SMU has to go to Happy Valley on December 21st. It's going to be 2 degrees.
That's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, that's going to be too cold.
Clemson,
Greg Jennings is an amazing quarterback.
But that's I think Penn State takes that one pretty good.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay.
Clemson at Texas, which I think Texas
defense is too good.
Yeah, I just don't think
Klubnik is very good, but he ain't good enough to beat Texas.
No, and I don't think the Clemson defense is what it used to be. They were always really, really strong defense, and I don't think that they're as strong as they've been. I think that's
Here's the wild card, though. Does a homecoming for somebody that Texas kind of wanted but kind of put on the back burner for Quinn Ewers, does that piss off Klubnik till he has like a career game? It could.
Texas defense is
they're very good,
man.
My God, they were hitting everybody so hard.
I mean, that's the only reason they were in the game.
That last hit on that quarterback
was... I thought that was a targeting.
No, he hit.
Did he?
Yeah, he led with his shoulder and only made contact side of his head. That was not targeting.
Do you think, I got to ask you, that game, do you think if that kid's helmet didn't come off, they were going to, he didn't know where he was.
They would have kept him in.
They would have kept him in.
Yeah, he was in La La Land.
He
got crushed.
What the hell just happened? I know.
He got crushed.
All right, we got Texas. Now here's a good one. Tennessee and Ohio State.
I'm going Ohio State for the sole reason it's in Columbus. It's going to be so goddamn cold. It is going to be so goddamn cold.
I'm going Tennessee on that one. I think Tennessee can upset them there.
The weather is the problem.
Well, Tennessee plays in crap weather too.
Iamaleava has a tough time when it's cold. He has all year.
I'm going to go Tennessee.
Okay.
I think that, well, it's okay. Think of it this way. Well, they've both been off a lot. Those are 3 weeks for those guys.
Yeah.
Because they haven't played. All right, I'm going Tennessee. And then we get to the...
So we're saying going through. We both agree Notre Dame's going through. Both agree Penn State's going through. Both agree Texas is going through.
Yep.
We're split on Ohio State and Tennessee,
yep.
Which is fair. Okay, so that would mean the winner, and this is where it gets like they need to fix the playoffs because some of these teams are getting penalized or are getting rewarded. Penn State lost that game. They should have a tougher game than Oregon. They're going into Boise.
Yeah.
At the Fiesta Bowl.
Yep.
And we're assuming Penn State wins. Penn State's going to lock down that run game. Genty could go off though. But it's gonna come down to the passing game.
I will say this though, Penn State's defense was not as
Oregon's offense is very good.
I mean, those guys are really fast on Oregon. Like, holy shit, fast.
Yes.
I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think Penn State can outscore Boise State.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go Penn State on that one.
Okay, so
which is my predictions coming true. I told
you
medium G, Penn State was strong.
Okay.
Texas at Arizona State.
Yeah, how about that? Texas lost and gets rewarded with, I think, the easiest path.
Yeah, I think
this is the easiest path.
I think they take that one. And that's in Atlanta.
That's going to be, if Texas wins, they're going to be like a multiple touchdown favorite against Arizona State.
I think so. And that's another team. So Arizona State has Cam Scatterboot, but the defense
shut down Scatterboot, it's over.
The defense in Texas is too good.
Too good. They're too fast.
So I think that. And then
Oregon gets screwed for winning, for not losing a game.
Get Tennessee or Ohio State.
You get screwed for not losing a game.
Both of those are tough games.
That's a screw job right there for Oregon. You got it. I know Lanning is a great coach, and he has a very positive outlook on it.
That's tough.
As an outside, unobjective human watching it, right? They got shafted for being the best team.
Yeah, I agree.
If they would have lost that game, Penn State would be in that position.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, I have Tennessee there, and you have Ohio State.
I do.
I think, unfortunately, I think Oregon rolls Tennessee. I think it's a much tighter game against Ohio State.
I do too.
So
they've played each other once already.
Yeah.
I don't know if they roll Tennessee. It depends on. Okay, here's the question.
I don't know
which Tennessee defense shows up.
Yeah, that's a different. That Oregon team is different on offense. I think Tennessee scores. I think they're all going to score.
Also, the problem with that is it's in California.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Okay, and then Georgia would get
Notre Dame,
which Notre Dame. If I don't think I think Carson Beck is done. I think his season's over.
Damn, I would imagine
that looked vicious.
That didn't look good at all.
No. And they panned to him on the sidelines, and he was telling it's not good. He was telling people it's not good.
And then they put him in the handoff. So let me ask you a question. They put him in the handoff at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just do have a running back take that and just go? Why do you have to have him come in and do that? Anybody can take the snap.
Because it's Kirby.
I know, but there's got to be all you're doing is handing off. It's got to be a third string dude that can hand the ball off.
Right.
That was ridiculous.
Yes.
Just so you know.
Everyone knew it was a run play, too.
Of course, he can't throw.
Yeah.
And they still scored.
If he's not playing quarterback, that kid was good because it caught Texas off guard.
Oh, yeah.
You give Notre Dame 3 weeks to prepare? No.
I'm telling you, I think Notre Dame wins that one. Regardless.
Yes, I do too.
I'm a Notre Dame guy.
I think Notre Dame beats Georgia.
So then we go to the next round.
Next round would be
Notre Dame, Penn State.
Oh, what a fist fight.
That would be a good game.
Notre Dame. I would take Notre Dame.
I have to say no. I think it's going to be a really good
matchup.
game.
It's just it's not a talent thing. It's a matchups thing. I just think the way Notre Dame's secondary plays is going, and they're physical. They're going to come downhill and stop the run game and force Allard to try and beat him over the top with probably, arguably one of the top 2 secondaries in the game this year.
Notre Dame's good, man.
They are. His question is, will they score? Which Riley Leonard shows up. He played really well down the stretch, but
he has.
We'll see.
I think that'll be a close game. That would be. I'd say that's a toss up, but I would put depending on. I'd still put Notre Dame.
I think Notre Dame. So you would have Ohio State or Tennessee, right? Or no, we're saying Oregon. It would be Oregon, Texas.
It would be Oregon, Texas. That's a tough game for Texas.
Texas has the speed on defense to stick.
They do.
Texas has the speed. Barring who? Here's the real question. Here's another question for all this. And this is a dynamic nobody's talking about. Transfer portal opened on today, Monday.
It did.
What stars are leaving these teams? They have to. If they want to find a spot, they're going to leave now.
Oh, they have to leave now?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Boise, somebody like Boise, when you're like, yeah, we made the playoff, but are we going to make it? Arizona State, yeah, we made the playoff, but are we really going to make a run? Which one of their players enter the portal? That's why this whole portal thing's fucked. It's a horrible timing for it.
I think Oregon is gettable. If they make it this far, that's a tough game for Texas.
If they were playing tomorrow, though, Oregon wins that game.
I would agree. I don't know. Texas can beat them. I think they have the people to beat them.
Yeah, they have the horses to play.
So you know what? I'm going to say Texas at that point, and that puts Texas and Notre Dame in the championship.
Who would have thought that?
That would be a crazy championship.
That would be a really cool one.
I think Texas takes that.
Texas match up.
If they can get
really
past
well
Oregon, if they can, they would. If they
Texas
can get past
matches
Oregon,
up amazing against Notre Dame,
and it's just because Texas defense is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the number 1 defense in the nation.
If they can get the offense going again, then they're going to be pretty unstoppable.
Yes.
So
the run game. It all comes down to the run game.
Yep, I agree. So that could be a Notre Dame, Texas. I'd love that. Or if it was even Penn State, Texas, I'd love that.
I don't know if it'll be Penn State, Texas. I don't trust James Franklin in big games.
Either. Medium G don't either.
Nothing to do with the players. They have really good talent.
They do.
They make some weird ass calls late in the game every single time.
He's not to be counted on, not to blow it. So that's gonna be fun. I can't wait for it to start.
It is gonna be fun. I am very, very interested in that for sure.
And then
I honestly think there are 5 teams that have a legitimate road to win it. I think Tennessee, depending on their defense, Oregon or Ohio State, Oregon, obviously, Texas and Georgia. I think those are your 5. I think Notre Dame right now, it's hard to predict Notre Dame because of their schedule. And I'm not trying to bring up the whole schedule fight thing, but some of those teams they played where it was a big game was like Army. Okay, stop the run, it's game over.
Yeah.
Right? They played Navy, stop the run, it's game over. When those were ranked teams, they did play some good teams, but that SC game at the end, is it really... Southern Cal was beat down by that point.
But you got to say this. They pretty handily beat the teams that they were supposed to beat, though, too.
They did.
I mean,
they did what they needed to do.
They weren't in overtime.
And it's not on them, right? It's not on them.
They weren't playing overtime games, barely squeaking by people either. I mean, they've gotten a lot better since the beginning of the year.
They have. No, I'm not saying they haven't. I think they are a force. They're going to be a tough out. I just don't. Week in, week out, every single game is that big. I don't know if they win it. I don't know if you can trust that O-line to hold when you have these huge, think of that Georgia defense or that Texas defense against that O-line.
Yeah, it's different.
So different.
But I will tell you that from the Texas standpoint, the game I'm probably most concerned about is the Clemson game, just because Dabo, you give him a lot of time. I just don't think they have the players. I don't think they have.
They don't have the horses, right? They're just not there.
If Texas isn't on their game, that's going to be a lot closer than I think.
I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it'll be. I think Texas is going to wear them out. I think Texas wins in the fourth quarter.
Texas has to run, like you said, they have to run the ball more.
And I think, judging by Sark's post-game conference, I think there's going to be Arch Manning packages throughout this whole thing. And it's going to be running, throwing packages.
You got to have them.
You have to. The quarterback run game is going to be kind of key, seeing as Wisner is a great back.
Mm-hmm.
He is the floor for Texas. He is not the ceiling for its running game. CJ Baxter is the ceiling.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Jarek Gibson is going to be the ceiling. So let's see.
They're not even running the other kid anymore, Blue.
He fumbles way too many times.
No, I know, but I mean, he's just barely in the game now.
Right.
So it was Wisner, but they did not run the ball enough. At least they ran it in running situations, and they threw and threw, passing situations. It's just it was too predictable.
If we're sitting on this game, though, how much influence did the referees have on this game?
Oh, that was a shitty referee game. Oh my God, Stark I've never seen
it was unbelievably one-sided.
My God.
Oh my God, the halftime thing.
Woo! Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Well, hopefully they call holding on them too. Yeah. And then, I felt so bad for the reporter. She goes, let's go to Holly.
I know, but they didn't call a holding penalty till the end of the game.
They didn't call shit against Georgia.
No, they didn't.
They were. How about the weak ass QB whatever roughing the passer?
Oh my God!
And then you turn around and Quinn got blown up by two dudes
twice,
3 seconds after throwing,
and he got hit in the head twice.
Didn't call a thing.
I know.
So I am feeling. And then the best part of that whole game is: did you watch the acceptance speech from Kirby?
No.
What an ass!
I don't like him.
Sankey is standing right next to him, the commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, it would have been nice if Greg Sankey and his goons would have scheduled us an easier, his committee would have scheduled us an easier. They tried to bury us with that hard schedule. Look at us now.
God.
The dude's standing right next to him.
He's such an ass.
What an ass, man.
He is. You know what? When he first left Alabama and went over there, I was like, all right, this guy's pretty good. Watching him though, coach, he is the most annoying.
He complains the whole time.
He does complain about everything
the whole time,
and he's on the field and shit. And they
how about
the field,
how about the pass where he's pretty much playing?
I know.
How do you not call that?
I know. Yeah, that was a shitty reffing game. I will say that.
I was very upset with the refs.
Yeah, I didn't.
It was really bad.
As we just said, I think Texas
shot them
fine,
and also Texas.
They killed themselves. Yeah. They could have.
You got to take it out of the refs' hands, right?
Yeah.
They killed themselves. But
you got to score.
It stopped some of those drives.
You got to score. And the kicker, what's up? I mean,
he can't hit a kick. Look at all year. Can't hit a kick from the right hash.
Last year he was awesome.
He was. Can't hit a kick from the right hash. Get to the left.
Get to
the left on third.
That really hurt. But
it did.
Again, they should be scoring touchdowns to Texas. So it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. All right. I like it.
Oh, Heisman. Who wins the Heisman for you? Top three. Who are the top three?
Well, Genty should.
Who are the top three there, though?
I'm going to say Dylan Gabriel, Genty, and
Travis Hunter.
Colorado.
I'm with you on those three, and I think order-wise, it should be Genty, Gabriel, Hunter.
I do too.
It's going to be Hunter.
It's going to be by a landslide,
Genty,
too.
Which is so much
because
bullshit.
It's picked by the sports writers, and every sports writer just loves him. That's all they talk about. Oh, he pisses me off. But you know what? He can win it. They didn't get playoffs.
No bad feelings to the kid. It's not on him. It's not on Hunter. He's playing the best he can.
Yeah,
but here's the question: if he played, he would win the Heisman if he played just wide receiver. He would be the best wide receiver in college. He'd probably be one of the better DBs in college, right? But he's trying to do both.
But he doesn't change the game.
Snaps are a stat, though.
He doesn't change.
He doesn't change the game. He did. Genty, there was multiple games this year. He put the team on his back and won it for them.
No,
Hunter didn't do
agree.
that.
And Dylan Gabriel is a really good player.
He is. I'll give him his flowers. He's good.
He's good. And, it's not even going to be a competition. If I was one of the three, I wouldn't even show up if it wasn't Hunter, because he's getting it. It's going to be a landslide.
Well, Munkin came out and said his quarterback there at Army should be there.
I did see that. Good for him. But you know what? That kid is set like
he ran for a
records.
Shit ton of yards this year.
He has a lot of records, though. I mean, he
ain't gonna be there.
No,
he ain't gonna be there.
But you know what? Good for him. Good. Promote your kids.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, and then they haven't announced all the other bowls yet, right?
They have announced almost all of the bowls actually.
Oh, okay, these are final. I got the list here. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's nothing like it's weird. Normally, right, with the bowls, you're looking forward to all these different bowls, but this year it's really because it's 12 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, nobody cares.
I'll be watching them because they're fun to watch. But
I'm looking at some of the teams though. I'm trying to figure out one I might want to watch. I'm not seeing.
It's kind of hard to tell. So,
God, Oklahoma's playing Navy.
Yeah, you've got the Cricket Celebration Bowl, Jackson State and South Carolina State.
The Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
Oh, my God, man. The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl.
The Wasabi Bowl is going to have Bill Belichick's new team, North Carolina.
Yes, I wanted to get to this. That's a horrible move, right?
It is a horrible move.
Okay, I have a theory behind it.
What's that?
And there's talks that he wants to go there so he can bring his son there to set him up as head coach in waiting.
That makes sense.
And then Belichick coach 1 to 2 years and gone.
That makes sense. I can see that.
I
don't know if I agree with it, but I can see
How does recruiting work?
Well, if he's there a couple years, kids only stay a couple years.
You just had one of the best recruiters ever as your head coach, and he couldn't get half the players he was trying to get. How the hell is Bill Belichick in his sweatshirt going to get anybody?
But you got to think that they're going to figure Belichick can get me to the NFL just because he has connections and he knows how to coach.
When you're 17, you want flash. There's zero flash with that guy.
No, there's no flash.
Besides his wife.
Girlfriend. His girlfriend, isn't it?
I think they're married.
She's 24 years old.
They were at least fiance.
God, that's gross.
That was at least fiance.
That's really gross.
Good for him.
No, I can't say good for him on that age difference, man. What is he, like 70 something?
60s, right?
No, he's older. He would be he's older than Mac.
No, he's not.
Yes, he would. He'd be like the second oldest or something. Yes,
he's not. He's not. I'm looking him up right now.
I'm telling you, 72.
Oh, no.
72, right? Come on.
The first thing that comes up, New York Post, Bill Belichick and 24-year-old girlfriend Jordan Hudson get playful in new holiday photo.
And how old is he?
I'm trying to
He's 72, I think.
He's 72. Holy shit. Don't bring him in.
Okay,
Do not bring him in.
Number one, when you're 72, if somebody says you're friggin' playful, what the fuck? That's ridiculous.
It's a playful picture.
Yeah, he's a playful 72 with his 24-year-old girlfriend. That's grotesque. And the highest level of grotesque.
The anger in you about it.
It is, because, God, I'm 10 years younger than him, and that's friggin' brutal, man. 24 is ridiculous. What kind of commonalities he have? None. 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 He's an ass. He's an absolute ass.
I got to ask the last question. This might bridge us to NFL.
Okay.
And I know you hate talking about it, but we got to bring it up. Is Deion staying at Colorado? How serious? I heard he said he's putting the kickstand down.
Kickstand down, man.
You can say that all you want.
Is he staying in Colorado?
What is the percentage chance he stays? What is your percentage?
I think he stays because I think hopefully he's smart enough to know
he's not,
that he would not. Pro guys would tell him to F off in 5 seconds. They're not buying into that shit that he does. That's a college kid thing. All that bling and all that shit.
Yeah, and also, how many coordinators has he gone through? If you look back, he's brutal on his coaches. Nobody's going to want to work for him.
I don't see him in the pros. I mean, some team that's dying for wins and people.
Vegas Raiders.
Well, I saw that he's already told the Vegas guy that he wants him to draft both his sons. You see that?
Yeah, guess why?
Because he's going to be
new
there.
Head coach, my friend.
No, he said he loves that coach ain't going to be there next year.
Hell no, they're awful. And O'Connell just he's done for the year.
He's done.
They don't have anything.
I'm sorry, man. He's not a he's not a good coach.
He's not a good head coach right now. He coached for 1 year before that. It's not
the right guy. He wants them to get those Sanders boys. Number one, Shadur's going to get picked. The other kid sucks.
He's not horrible, but he's not like
on the draft board. He's like
fourth, fifth round, God. Probably.
He doesn't do anything.
He's like fourth and fifth round.
I'm saying he's a walk on somewhere or free agent. He's not getting drafted. He's a walk on the NFL.
He's a walk on.
preferred free agent.
Undrafted free agent.
He's going to be undrafted. He sucks.
I think he'll get drafted.
Well,
name recognition alone.
He will because of his name, but he blows. I'm sorry.
Okay. How bad will the Raiders be?
Oh my God, they're horrible already. They're just horrible.
So bad.
And I don't know why. I don't know why they're so bad. They have no quarterback. They have no running back.
They have no offensive line.
They have one guy, Max Crosby.
They have a really good defensive end.
They have Max Crosby, and I'm sure he's like, please get me the hell out of here.
You mean Alexander Mattson isn't doing it for you there?
No. Running back. They do some shitty
Brock Bowers is really good. Tight end. Brock Bowers.
He's good.
Yeah, they're number one tight end in the league this year.
But you're talking the rest of them. Come on. They're bad, man.
That's a bad team.
They should have kept the quarterback that they traded and drafted. Got him rid of Carr.
I don't know if he's going to be in. I don't know how much longer he'll be a Saint.
You don't think he's going to stay? He's not bad, man. I like him. I like Derek Carr.
They need to do something there.
I like Derek Carr, though. I think he'd be okay.
Okay.
Have we transitioned to the NFL?
No, if
I haven't
Sanders,
done my transition music.
No, hang on. If Sanders takes another college job, that would open.
God.
What do you think if a Power 4 bigger job, Big Ten or SEC job opened this year or next year, would he move?
No, okay. First of all, let's think about this. You're the president of these colleges. You have to be a really unique person to bring him in. You got to be able to put up with all the bullshit like Colorado just did and still does.
But we've seen places put up with bullshit, and I can tell you a couple places that are hot seats for their coaches that aren't doing very well.
I could see something like
LSU.
I
could see Louisiana. I could see LSU making a move. I could see Florida State.
I could see Mississippi State, something like that.
Moorhead's
tier,
there. They're not going to get rid of
like lower tier teams who haven't been winning for a long time that want that kind of crap. It's got to be a unique situation.
I could see Florida State making that move. I don't see
Florida State.
I could see them do it.
They might because he went there, but
I could honestly see LSU making that move. Ed O was their coach. Come on, man.
Yeah, but he moved into it. I don't see LSU. I don't think there's a chance. I will say Florida State is a possibility just because he went to school there, and because
he's from Florida. The Southeast. He probably can recruit it,
and they would probably.
He's going to pull kids there if he's at a bigger school.
I could see that one. Why would he leave Colorado? They love him.
Yeah, but you're never going to get the best recruiting class. You're never going to get every single top player that you want.
He just pulled like one of the top quarterbacks.
Yeah, and he's going to start him next year, and the kid's going to get destroyed, and because they have no offensive line.
So you know it's interesting. So what I'd like to keep an eye on. Let's keep an eye on the transfer portal.
Yeah,
for Colorado this year.
Colorado. Who was their big sign last year from Colorado?
I don't know.
Offensive lineman, right?
Oh yeah,
that tackle.
Oh, yeah.
He's in the portal.
That's what I'm saying. Let's keep an eye on those guys to see how many are leaving again.
Right, but he portals in 80 kids the next year.
I know he does.
There's zero cohesiveness.
You can't keep doing that. And
you can't win. So. That's what Mel Tucker tried to do at Michigan State. What happened there? He called a lady an a-hole and got fired.
Michigan State, they're like irrelevant. They used to be really good.
They were in the playoffs like 4 years ago.
Yeah, they suck now.
They do.
All right.
Well, all right. I think it's time. All right, I got to guess what commercial or show this one's from.
Okay, ready?
Yep. It's like a good American Idol lead-in for right before they're going to do a backstory of somebody's life, and they're in their hometown.
Friggin' brutal, man.
Rundown house Boop, doop, 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 boop. I used to live in this one ramshackled box.
Let's end it. Let's go to the NFL.
NFL.
All right, first game I got to tell you about. Did you see that game with the Bills last night?
The high-scoring game? No. No, it was a high-scoring game. That was the high-scoring game. Josh Allen is a freak.
Josh Allen's ridiculous.
He had 3 touchdowns throwing.
That wasn't a late game. It was a late afternoon game.
Yeah, he had 3 rushing, and 3 throwing.
And they still lost.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature.
How's that for something? Good God. I love Buffalo, man, but
their defense is less good than we thought.
Them.
They started out so hot this year.
This was the Raiders that beat them, for crying out loud. I know.
Raiders. With like a third-string quarterback.
They gave up 44 points to defense.
Wait, did Gardner Minshew come back
no,
in
it was the
for
Raiders.
O'Connell?
No, it was the Raiders. It was not the Raiders, the Rams.
Rams, that's right.
I'm saying Raiders. I meant Rams.
Raiders.
Yeah, there's no... I mean, when you lose that game, it's not
rough.
Good, man.
Rough.
And then some of these other games, how about... Okay, so here's my great... So where are you at, Boomer? So your Philadelphia Eagles win, and all your receivers are pissed off because they're not getting real team players over there in Philly.
They're not getting the ball because you have Saquon Barkley.
Real team players we got up in Philly. I'm going to call them the Phillies.
The Philo-dos.
Because they're all bitchy now because they're not getting... So the W don't mean anything, evidently. It's a personal thing. So
It always is. Well, look at their coach. Their coach is a personal guy.
It is, but they're winning all the games and they're still mad. So that to me is messed up. So that's a dysfunctional team that's not going to go anywhere in the playoffs, as I predicted last year.
Yeah, well, they could. We'll see.
No, never. Not
all right. How about the balls? This guy just has a wheelbarrow to hold his balls up while he's walking. Campbell calling that 4th and 1 in his own red zone.
He is unbelievable.
Just put him on the table and said, you know what? We're winning this game. Holy shit.
That guy has a whole thing that just hoists him because he's gigantoids.
Yeah. He's got those ridiculous. Truck nuts hanging off all those lifted trucks everywhere we're driving around. Holy shit, dude. How do you make that call? You know what?
He doesn't even hesitate.
Nah, not one bit.
Nah.
That's awesome.
I love that team, man. Awesome. I really hope they do it.
I think they will, honestly.
Tough. They got a good team.
It's to get past Kansas City. Andy Reid is the toughest guy to coach against.
I know, and they won again on a friggin' field goal that hit the damn upright.
Guess what? A doinker.
They doink. They hit a doink and got in there, and they beat my boys.
Yes.
My Chargers.
All right. They did. Yeah, and that's some bullshit, too.
Yep.
All right. I got a question to ask you here.
All right.
If you're the Atlanta coach, his cousin's going on the bench.
Oh, you gotta bench him. He's horrible, man.
He looks really bad.
He looks like
lost.
Shit.
He looks lost.
Yeah, he's
42-21. They got demolished.
Threw another 2 interceptions.
They got demolished.
No touchdowns. I mean, I think you have to bench him.
You have to. You have to go to Penix.
And I don't know where. So I know even with their shitty record,
they have a chance. They have a chance to make the playoffs.
They're still
they're in the shittiest division.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they're in the shittiest division.
They do have a chance because
they have a chance.
They could still win the division.
Put in Penix. I love Kirk Cousins.
I do too.
He's washed.
He's done.
He's done. He's washed.
Which is weird because I don't.
That happened quick. It's the Achilles, man. He's not planting and throwing the same. He's not moving the same.
Yeah, I think you do. What do you think? You eat
bench
that
his
contract?
ass.
You got to eat that contract and go. I don't know. We'll see.
You could eat that contract or try and trade him off to get the cap hit from hurting you. I mean, there's teams that do need a quarterback, and he's a name that people will go after.
Yeah.
There's places I could see places like the Raiders making a run at him, and
I could see that.
Have someone young sit behind him for a year, or I could see Tennessee making a run at him.
I think
and let Levis sit.
I think they're okay with Levis, even though he's making a lot of mistakes.
He makes a lot of mistakes.
But I mean, they were honestly expected to be like a really good team this year.
They are not,
and they're 6-7.
Their defense isn't very good, but the offense has been anemic.
I mean, well, their defense, they're giving up 333 points, right? Which is a lot.
Question.
How
do you not scheme Bijan more? How do you not use him more?
Oh, I don't know.
They
didn't last year either.
No, they don't. I don't understand it.
It's crazy.
The dude's an animal.
That's crazy.
Every time he touches the ball, he makes plays. Drake London, they throw to him, but man, they need to target him a bit more and move him around the damn field instead of just leaving him where he's at.
They're just not a good team.
They're not.
And then I do have to say, how about my New York Giants?
Oh my God!
Did you see the plane? So somebody
the plane flew over the
dumpster fire.
I did see that. That was awesome.
That's awesome.
There were two games that were like I don't know how you could even sit through the whole game. It was that game and that 10-6 game against the Jaguars and the friggin' Titans.
And the Jags won.
I know. What are they doing? You're losing the picks.
I mean, God, horrible. So now we're far enough along. We've already got teams eliminated. So we have my New York Jets are done.
Yeah, they're out.
3-10.
Lost to the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah. Jets suck.
The Jets are bad.
And Aaron Rodgers actually threw for 300 yards for the first time in like forever. Patriots are out.
Pats are out.
The Cleveland Massagers are out.
Yeah, but I will say, Famous Jameis is fun to watch.
He is not bad.
I like Jameis Winston.
They're still out.
Somebody said, it was, I don't know, they were joking, but it said, Jerry Jeudy stopped bitching about not getting the ball thrown to him because he was scared of in the huddle that Jameis Winston will look him in the eye and tell him the exact date and time you would die.
God.
And you're like, yeah, he probably would.
He is a unique guy. Jacksonville's out.
Yeah,
Tennessee's out.
They've been out for a while.
Raiders are out.
My
New York Giants are out.
Yeah, of course they are.
But they don't seem too upset. I think they're okay with being 2-11, so they can go ahead and get the first pick.
I think the Bears are out.
The Bears are not officially out.
They're out.
Well,
with the rest of that
4
division.
4-9, they're out.
Look at the three teams ahead of them.
No, but they're not officially out.
How?
The Panthers aren't officially out, and they're 3-10. They are playing better.
They're playing much better.
They're playing better.
Bryce Young is playing better.
Yeah. I think this is good for them. And how about the NFC West? We got Seattle at 8-5.
That's a tough.
Rams.
That division is kind of poop.
Rams are coming back. They were out of it. Now they're 7-6. Cardinals started out great, 6-7, and 49ers. So that one's up for grabs. Anybody can win that one.
That is up for grabs. I think there's a couple. Yeah, that one. There's only a few that are up for grabs. Like the South is up for grabs. The West is up for grabs in the NFC. Yep. I think there's a fight between Detroit and Minnesota for that top seed in the NFC for the North.
And I think Green Bay's probably going to get in. They're probably getting in.
At 9-4 right now, they're in. They're a pretty good ball club. Washington kind of fell off the map, which rookie quarterback you kind of expected. But Philadelphia just clinched.
I think they're still in the hunt, though, for a wild card.
Oh yeah. Vegas is
Kansas City clinched.
Vegas is so bad.
Vegas is bad. The Chargers, I think, are still in. The Broncos are still in, possibly. Houston has been sucking, but they're leading because they're in a really shitty division.
Really bad division.
So they'll probably win the division just because the division sucks.
How about Pittsburgh? They just keep winning, man. They just keep finding a way to win.
10-3.
They keep finding a way to win.
I mean, they're
ugly as shit every game.
And the Ravens find ways to lose.
Yeah, they are. They are finding ways to lose. And this controversy with the new wide receiver, I think they're going to cut him. What a horrible move.
Yeah.
So what the heck? Somebody wrote, what the hell? Because he came from the Steelers. They're like, something about Steelers wide receivers and CTE.
Oh, my God.
God.
People are brutal.
They are brutal. They are brutal.
But we're getting down to the... so who's clinched? The Bills have clinched.
Bills have clinched.
Kansas City's clinched.
I think you can pretty much say Pittsburgh's clinched.
I think so.
But officially clinched, Kansas City, Philadelphia, and Detroit, and Buffalo.
Yep.
A lot of shit has been put on Joe Burrow, right? These past, year and so. He is the best quarterback in football this year.
He's good.
What the hell are they doing in Cincinnati?
They're a bad team.
Their defense,
and you know what? Their coach has always been good.
Horrid,
but they're just they're not a good team.
Their defense is so bad.
The defense is horrible.
It's so bad.
They are really bad.
It feels like Dan Marino, but he's in friggin' Cincinnati because he's thrown for 1 million yards. He's tearing up everybody. He only has 5 picks on the year.
No, he's doing.
And they only have 4 wins. Jamar Chase is like the leading wide receiver this year.
So here's the points. So points against the worst. Who do you think has the worst points against this year?
Oh man! God! There's some really bad defense. I would say probably Vegas.
So it's Carolina first at 388, and then it's Vegas. But
388 is an ungodly.
Vegas is at 360.
Oh, God.
Jacksonville's at 345. Oh, Tennessee. I mean, anything in the threes, you're kind of high threes there. You're kind of sucking.
Yeah.
Good God. The Rams they give up a shitload too.
I know. You want to know why Kansas City's winning football games? Because they've only given up 250. Their defense has locked down.
Defense.
Yes.
They don't score many points anymore.
They don't.
Which is weird.
Older. Everybody's kind of getting older on that team.
But, I mean, good God, they're still friggin' sitting there, with the 12-1 record.
Yeah. So. Because Andy Reid's friggin' genius. I love it. Awesome. And you know what? Most of the time when you have like a dynasty team, you're like, God, I hate it. There's some parts I don't like of that team, but I love Andy Reid.
I like Andy Reid.
He got the shaft in Philadelphia, and he is putting it right back in their face now, and I love it.
Yeah, no, he's done really good. So I'm happy for him. I don't mind them. If they win again, they win again. But I'd like to see somebody different, except for Philadelphia, of course.
I'd like to see Detroit. I think Detroit can make that run this year.
I think they can. They've only given up 234 points.
They have a very good team.
And they've scored 417. I think they might be the top scoring team. I do believe they are the top scoring team.
Well, yeah, because Goff doesn't miss any throws.
He's another one, right? Another cast off from L.A., and he found his home there in Detroit. So it's going to be fun.
Who do you have right now? If you were going to Vegas and putting $1,000 on one team to win it all, who's it going to be?
I'm going with Detroit right now.
Yeah.
My second pick would be.
I would put money on Kansas City every time.
Yeah, it would be close
until they get beat.
You just can't. You can never count him, freaking Mahomes and those guys out, man.
No, when you think of like the classic big time quarterbacks over the years, right? Mahomes, what does he have? Super good relationship with Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees, what did he have? Sean Payton and him were amazing together.
Yeah.
Brady, Belichick. Like there's the coach quarterback combo. When that works, and I think that's why Minnesota's working this year, is because O'Connell's such a good quarterback coach that Sam Darnold's like playing out of his shoes this year. That I just that combination is dangerous and it's hard to beat. And that's why I think plus a good defense. All those teams had amazing defenses besides Sean Payton paying like $5,000 every headhunting hit or whatever the fuck it was. That was crazy.
I remember that, yeah.
Holy shit. That combination, so it's hard to bet against Mahomes. It's hard to bet against Andy Reid.
Well, and the thing is, they only lost once this year, but they never get blown out. I mean, the same with Detroit right now.
They don't get blown out.
They're not going to get blown out.
Run away.
And the problem, like with Buffalo, giving up 44 points, you can't do that.
No.
And that's the problem.
It comes down to defense every time.
They get to the playoffs, and they do well, but it'll be close. They're not going to get blown out either, but the problem is they give up way too many points, and then you have Josh Allen trying to catch him. And I'd love to see him win, to be honest with you, but I just don't see it happening. Not with their defense.
No, it's absolutely not with that defense. Yeah. They're going to get torched in the playoffs by somebody.
I agree 100%, unfortunately.
I mean, it's a pretty good stretch run we're going to come into here. Excited about it.
I am too. I like it.
It's been fun to watch NFL this year.
It has. It's been fun.
I honestly there's been a lot more high scoring games. It feels a lot more defensive just overall has been kind of down this year, right? So it feels very much like the college game, and I'm a big college football guy.
Yeah,
so.
no, they've been fun to watch. Most of them have been fun to watch. Luckily, we have the package where we don't have to.
Yeah, that 10-7 Jacksonville game, not a good game.
I think I slipped it over there.
10-6.
I kept looking at the score and I was like,
I quad boxed it and then got off that quad box real quick.
It was Mac Jones, right? Quarterback.
Yeah.
Good God, they're bad.
They're really bad.
That whole
division is bad.
It is. There's gonna be some coaches that aren't there next year, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Peterson's done. I think Jacksonville moves on from him.
I don't know. You know what? I want to say that, but I don't know if that's true.
Does Cleveland hold on to Stefanski?
I don't think so.
That'd be a big firing. Gerard Mayo, is he a one and done? Are they going to give him more time there?
No, I think he stays.
Tennessee coach. Who is coaching Tennessee?
I think he's done.
I think Vrabel needs to go back to it. God, the fact that guy doesn't have a coaching job right now.
He was a good coach.
He was an amazing coach.
Yeah.
He's intense. He's very intense.
I don't know the coaches for Tennessee at this point. I think Las Vegas fires their coach. I think there's a lot of coaches that are going to be gone.
I do too.
But if they just rotate, all they do is rotate from one team to the next anyway, for the most part.
They do. I'd like to see. I don't know. I'd like to see. I think it's just such a weak. I'd like to see some of these college coaches get a chance. I think it's such a weak coaching market this year. Vrabel's like number one. Belichick's up there, but he's older.
Yeah.
I think Vrabel's number one.
Vrabel's good. He's a good coach.
Behind that, go get Kirby.
Man, I just don't see those guys.
You know who would be, honestly, you know who would be a good NFL coach? Hate to say this. Sorry, medium G. James Franklin would probably be a pretty damn good NFL coach.
He probably would, just because of his demeanor.
And how he runs that team already.
You can't be like Kirby Smart in the pros. You have to be more, you can't be him. He's a college guy. And if you're the guy that's jumping around the sidelines, that shit don't work in the pros.
No.
I mean, even Saban, look at him, his pro career blew. He went to New
what
York.
Did he say this past weekend? He goes, I had a real bad case of the dumbass when I was at Miami.
I mean, it's just, it doesn't translate all the time. Those guys.
What about Sark?
Sark?
I feel like he's locked into Texas, but he has a pro pedigree. He runs a pretty tight pro ship. It feels very professional.
Yeah. He has the right. I think he has the right demeanor and the attitude and stuff. I think he could. You have to be a.
But are you going to make more as a coach in the NFL, or are you going to make more on the college level? I mean, he's making over $10 million a year here.
I think the college guys make more. To be honest,
I do too.
I don't think those pro guys are making that kind of money. I don't think.
I mean, the top end guys are like Andy Reid makes like $25 million a year.
He's been doing it for 50 years,
right?
And he's established. But I don't see a lot of those guys transitioning. To be honest with you, I don't even know if I would want to if I was coaching. I think I'd rather coach college kids.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't want to coach.
Would you want?
Guys.
But the college thing is year round, every single day. You're scouting, you're calling recruits, and you have to sing the friggin' songs. Well, look at Brian Kelly doing the stupid eyeglass thing.
Well,
you got to do all that bullshit.
But look in the pros, you got to put up with shit like your team is 10-2 and your receivers are all pissed off. That's just stupid shit.
That
stupid doesn't
shit.
happen.
That doesn't happen publicly in the pros at all. That's a Sirianni thing. That's not a professional football thing.
But you can see in the sidelines this year, there's been a lot of that stuff in the NFL. Players pissed off. In college, that shit lasts for 1 second, and they just bench them. I mean,
that's true.
They don't put up with that stuff in college.
Yeah, and in college, there's another 5-star right behind them at most of these programs, bigger programs.
I would not want to coach. I would never want to coach pro guys.
No.
You got to be a certain dude to do that.
Yeah, that's true. But still, you actually have an off season.
Yeah, you do.
You can go be a normal human being.
But
college, you can't.
Your lifespan in the NFL is real short if you're not winning.
Yeah, but you made your money.
Those guys, we talked about that. You and I would walk away with those buyouts these college guys got.
Hell yes, I would never go back to coaching.
And they still want to
I'd pull the Ed-O, my friend.
I know.
Go find a beach, get drunk all the time.
It's the right thing to do, but they can't do it. They're just friggin' narcissists, man.
They are. It is pretty ridiculous. So I think a home stretch is going to be fun. I'm interested to see the back end and who's going to make it in, because I think the top of the NFL is pretty established at this point. I think at the end of the day, you might have a Cinderella story come through, but I really don't see anybody really knocking off Detroit or Kansas City. And for some reason, that Steelers team just keeps winning. They'll probably keep winning.
Well, they have a great defense.
Buffalo is going to lose.
Buffalo, unfortunately.
They're going to lose.
The team that could, in my opinion, if they get their shit together, I think Houston has the talent if they can get it all back together to make some noise. But they have just, I don't know what the hell's going on with them. And they've really gotten worse here in the last couple months.
Yes.
But I think they have the talent to do it. They have a good defense. Stroud is a good quarterback.
They're shitting the bed. It's coaching.
But they could, I could see them upsetting people.
They might upset, but they're not winning.
No, they're not going to win at all.
They could get one.
True.
But I don't think
in Minnesota too.
Minnesota
could knock somebody off.
Here's the thing with Minnesota, their defense is amazing.
Defense is good. And Darnold doesn't, he's okay.
No, and they win when they get Aaron Jones going and they can go off the play action. That's when they win.
And they have a good coach. So.
They have a very good coach.
It's going to be fun. But we still have some weeks left in the NFL.
We do. All right.
All right, sir.
What else you got sports-wise?
I think that's all I had sporty-wise.
All right, 765.
What is 760? Oh, God.
Millones.
So, you know what? I'm thinking, here's my prediction. When we come back here next week, I'm predicting a whole bunch of these free agents have signed. I think it was all waiting on, and the winter meetings are starting. I think they're waiting on him to make a decision.
They've got the big Japanese arm coming in. There's going to be a bidding war for him.
They will, but they got Fried is still out there. There's some good pitchers. I think Burns is out there still.
That would be the Yankees
are looking at both those guys.
Burns would work. Corbin Burns has the demeanor for it.
You can now sign a whole bunch of guys for a lot of money instead of one dude for a friggin' ridiculous amount of money.
You can get the same production just over a couple guys.
So I'm hoping that they kind of ramp it up here now that that's over with and get what they need to get. And I think they're in play for Alonso too at first, but I'd like to see him maybe do something.
Make a move for Goldschmidt. Make a move for Goldie.
Would be good.
He would be perfect.
He'd be cheap.
Yeah, because he's had 2 down years.
Well, plus he's an older guy too, so
it's like 35.
Yeah, it's old. The old bastard. He's baseball.
2 years older than Aaron Jones. Aaron Judge.
He's old in baseball. He looks old. He got a gray beard.
He does look old. Those guys look haggard by.
What if we get him and Arenado? What?
Oh my God.
We'll have the oldest team in the friggin'
You might have the
MLB.
oldest team. You're still not beating the Dodgers.
No, that's true. They need to get some younger guys.
The Dodgers are cleaning house right now, my friend.
I agree, bastards.
All right. Well, if you guys are enjoying this, please go ahead and subscribe, like it for us. It helps us out a ton, and it's free to you. I know every single podcast you listen to says that, but it does help us.
It really is free.
It is.
Okay. It does help us too.
All right. Look out for new things on the horizon. Top of the year. We are in the last month of this year, so we've got to get our shit together to figure all that out. But we are January, February looking to launch some new things for everybody, so be on the lookout for that. Check out the old social media, and Bunk, if you got nothing to say.
I got nothing to say.
What are we doing?
We're going to roll the balls. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place.
All right, bye.
Bye.